Welcome back to BTP3 on ESA, where we are benefiting Save the Children. I am Kick-Ass Pancakes, and I will be your host for most of the night block. So, with me I have Walking Eye with The Legend of Oasis. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm good. If you want to do a small introduction to the game and do yourself a countdown, and good luck.
Cool. Thanks, man. All right.
Yep.
My name's Walking Eye. I'm going to be running Legend of Oasis. It's an action RPG that was released for the Sega Saturn in 1996. It is a prequel to the much better known Beyond Oasis for the Genesis. And it is pretty goofy, and we're going to have a fun time running through this. So why don't we get started here in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we got some people in chat who kind of recognize this. It for me, Beyond Oasis growing up was my absolute favorite game as a kid, and I always wanted to play the one for the Saturn, and I never could. And so when I grew up and became an adult, it turns out when you're an adult, you're allowed to have as many Sega Saturns as you want, and I want to have 2, so I have 2 now, and I have this game, so we get to play it. It's similar to the first one in that you're kind of running around. It's sort of like a Zelda game where you're trying to go through these different dungeons, collecting items in order to unlock new areas and unlock. You're backtracking to redo different parts that you couldn't access earlier. But instead of items, we're really collecting spirits, and we're going to be using those spirits and kind of controlling them, manipulating their movements as best we can, and using their abilities to make it through this game. So we've actually already done 2 sequence breaks here while I was explaining the intro. The first one was I jumped on a mouse's head. That mouse, you can stand on anything's head. I think the developers got a little carried away when they figured out that you could stand on anything, but that's fine. We also skipped the bow. The bow is a weapon, the only ranged weapon in the game besides spirits, and we don't have time for the bow, so we're just going to skip the bow entirely, even though the game really, really wants to force us to use the bow. So that was that jump up. And then the third sequence break there is I ran through some fire, and damage boosted through it and grabbed a health potion. That's another point where the game really wants you to use the bow. Now this health potion, this is actually, it's not just a safety, where it will revive me if I die. Ooh, that was a good boss fight. But it will also be very important for a little later in the run. But this was the first dungeon. We've gone all the way through. We're going to unlock the water spirit here. The water spirit's name is Dido. Now I know what you're thinking. That's a little bit difficult to remember. So we're gonna instead use an easier name here. We're gonna refer to the water spirit as John Waters. So shout out to John Waters. I know you're at home watching. Now you can see John Waters kind of floating there behind me. I don't control where John Waters goes. They just kind of follow me, kind of floaty like behind me. But I do control when John shoots some bubbles out. He's always going to shoot them in the direction that I'm facing, not where he's facing, and always from where he's floating. So right here, we want to kind of throw bubbles like that, anticipating where that fire is going to be, so we can just blast right through here. And again, through there as we escape the first dungeon. Yeah, no, if you guys like the John Waters joke, get ready, because there's 5 more spirits. So now that we've gotten the first spirit, we've befriended the spirit. We still don't have a shirt, though. Still looking for that shirt. We're going to go back to the village elder and report back our success. He's going to say, great job. There's going to be a little bit of a cutscene, and then we are going to finally be allowed to leave the village and collect more spirit friends. We're going to keep John with us, though, the whole time. There's an earthquake. He wants to talk to us about the earthquake. We don't have time for that. We're just going to leave. We're going to keep John with us. You can kind of see at the top, my magic bar is being depleted just for having a spirit out. If the magic bar goes away, then the spirit gets unsummoned, and I have to resummon it. Summoning and resummoning is a little bit of a time loss here, so we're just going to kind of let our magic drain out, and we're going to refill it at opportune times. As we make our way over to the Fire Shrine. Now, the Fire Shrine is a place where John Waters is very useful, obviously. And we're going to refill our magic right here by getting this banana in these bushes. Everybody knows bananas grow in bushes. And we've made it to the Fire Shrine. So here's another instance of being... that spider doesn't want to play. So we're going to wait for this to go down. No, that didn't work. This part is largely RNG as far as where these spiders spawn. Ideally, you want the spider to spawn right next to this chest so you can jump up here and grab the rod. The rod is going to be our first weapon that we have in this game besides the default dagger. The rod is a blunt weapon. It actually does very decent DPS to certain bosses, and we'll see that a little later. But more importantly, it's also a progressive item because we're going to need to use it shortly to break open some trees here. Some dead trees. I get some sweet sounding skeletons. They make this rattling sound, which is nice. And Water Spirit John Waters is going to also be able to freeze some enemies for us, which makes combat a little bit easier in certain situations. Either just making enemies stand still for us to kill, or freezing them so they don't do us any damage if they're particularly dangerous enemies. I picked up a key there. I've been picking up keys kind of as I go and using them as I go. Keys in this game are not specific to dungeons. So if at any point we're able to pick up a key and then not immediately spend it like the game intends us to, we'll be able to do some very crazy sequence breaking later on. That's a hint about what's coming up in the next dungeon. So you can see I break these dead trees to find that key. Everything's going good. We're just running through this dungeon. You kind of notice when I start to run, I do like this stutter step. That's because the controls for this game are stupid. If you value your thumbs, don't play this game. In order to run, you have to actually double tap a direction, and your thumb will make weird clicking noises for the rest of your life. So we're going to want to stick to the right side of this room as we get rid of that fire, because otherwise those enemies spawn. And we have made it to the boss. So this was another fairly quick dungeon. Dungeons are going to get progressively longer and more complicated as we go. But we're just going to do the exact same strategy. Stand to the left of the boss and do the triple spin flip thing. It does the best damage that we can do with our current gear. We're going to run out of magic here, and John Waters is unfortunately going to leave us, but that's okay. Because we're going to get a full magic refill as soon as we get the next spirit, the Spirit of Fire. Any guesses to the name? The in-game name is Ifrit or something. But that's right, pitching for the Oakland A's is none other than Mike Fiers. Shout out to Mike Fiers and the entire Oakland A's. I know you guys are out there watching and supporting. So we've got the Fire Spirit. Now it's time to leave. The game, of course, is obligated to put ice-based obstacles for the Fire Spirit to help us get rid of as we go through here. And other things that the Fire Spirit is good at getting rid of. He's a little bit more wandering than John Waters was. You can see him there, but we do have a little bit more control, direct control over his movement. You saw that fireball that I did right there. It's a pretty useful move, but overall he's not that useful. Another interesting thing about this game, they wanted to make big enemies, so they just scaled up the enemies and didn't make them reduce the pixelation on them. So they look really goofy. As we exit here, we see Chucky. That's our friend. That's his in-game name. I didn't make up that name, Chucky. He wants us to go back to the village. That sounds slow, though. We are going to have to deal with some story triggers a little bit later. Not today, or not right now. We're going to kind of run along the edge of these screens here just to give the Saturn a little bit of time to load the next area. Ooh, that guy got in my way. Alright, well, we're going to the next screen. Yeah, no, Mike Fiers. Come on, man. The guy Fire Airy is a good second one, though. I like that one, too. So here we are in the Forest of Earth. This is where we're going to get the plant spirit, so be thinking about those names. We're going to go in this ankle-deep river because it's faster when we're going with the current of the ankle-deep river for some reason. And you'll notice we still got Mike with us. Mike's going to be useful in some puzzles coming up here as we fall down this hole and do a Tarzan yell. So the puzzles to move further and deeper into this dungeon are going to get a little bit more complicated as we go here. We're already picking up keys that are now a little bit more hidden under bushes. We're introduced to this concept of these buttons. That button actually does open the door. And we use Mike here to light that torch. Now we actually have to light 2 torches in order to get the next door open. Thankfully, there's some bananas in a barrel here. And that's about it for Mike for now. We're going to get rid of him. Even though we have plenty of magic to carry him around for a while, he's going to be actively harmful to us coming up. So we might as well save our magic. Mike will be back, though, pretty shortly. He's going to help us fight the boss. So I mentioned a little earlier that keys were not dungeon specific. So the first key, we're actually going to be able to get 2 keys throughout the run, where we're not going to spend them as the game intends us. We're going to instead spend them later on and do a sequence break in order to use them in a later dungeon. And coming up is the first of that. But before that, we're going to go and see what the game... we've got empowered weapons. It's another mechanic in the game where we can empower each of our weapons with a power of a spirit. In this case, we're going to empower the water... we're gonna empower the rod with the power of the water spirit. Hey, what's up, Elzo? And what this is going to do is going to give us the Rod of Purification. So we switch to the rod here. Switching weapons is a little bit of a time sink. We're going to stand on this blue ball. We're going to shoot a Rod of Purification at this plant, and we get a spring plant. Obviously, who didn't know that was going to happen? Every scroll we pick up, we get 3 uses of that empowered weapon every time we stand on something. As soon as we switch weapons or we use them all, it's done until we pick it up again. So we are actually going to want to hold on to this last use of this Rod of Purification. We're setting up, I mentioned there's going to be backtracking. We're going to set up a couple of shortcuts. That's one of them right there, that bridge. And this right here is the key that we're not going to spend. The game wants us to grab that key and then fall down that hole right to my left, to my right. Your left. But instead, we're going to take this boulder. Oh, we screwed up. That's all right. That just means I'm getting a bad split. We're going to take this boulder, push it halfway off, and then put it on our heads. We have very strong necks. And we're going to kind of bring it over here. We're going to drop it. And then look at these ghosts. These ghosts are hurting us. Oh no, the ghosts are going to kill us. We want the ghosts to kill us. We're going to stand on top of the boulder. When we get hit... Of course it's your left. 2 people can't have the same left. When we get hit with the killing blow, we actually get thrown up onto this ledge we are not supposed to be at. We get revived by the healing potion, and we are on our way. So now we are somewhere we're not supposed to be with a key we were already supposed to use. We still have this Rod of Purification. We're actually going to duck down here really quick. This is going to make our escape from the dungeon possible. We were supposed to come this way in the first place in order to get up here. We have more than one neck. We have a lot of necks. We have enough necks. Everybody in this game has very strong necks. You can stand on top of anything, and it doesn't even care. I could stand on top of that zombie. That zombie would just use their very powerful neck to hold us up. So we do have a couple more keys in this dungeon that we do need to spend. 2 more keys, in fact. So we're going to grab those real quick right here. Coming up is a difficult jump. You can sort of control yourself in midair with a jump. So we're going to get right to the ledge here and jump over, and we fell. All right, we're going to need backup strats, which means just going this way. That ghost spawning there is RNG. That's one of those things that can happen. That's why my estimate is an hour 20. I appreciate that stealth intel. While I'm backtracking, because you guys have already seen this part, I feel like I should mention that this is all for a charity. So this is for Save the Children. If you guys can spare a little bit, then it would be greatly appreciated. The children really like it. And if you can't, share around that this marathon's happening. We got a lot of great Sega titles, a lot of great games, a lot of great runners. And just getting the word out. Maybe you'll post it somewhere where somebody who can donate can see it. So do one, do both, do whatever you can. And we got that jump that time. So now we're going to push that pot down there. And we're going to get this. Mighty Mint. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to summon Mike Fires. So Mighty Mint is an alliterative power-up. There's a couple of alliterative power-ups. We're going to see another one later on. This is just going to boost our attack power for 30 seconds as we fight this boss. So we got all the keys. GG, baby, baby, baby. And so we are just going to, again, triple flip here, except now we got Mike doing fireballs at the same time. And when he's open like this, we can't do anything. We're kind of frozen. So Mike's going to do a lot of work for us. And that's it for that boss. Whew. Alright, so we're going to welcome to the team the 3rd member of the Spirit team, The spirit of plants. None other. Any guesses? None other than legendary musician Robert Plant. That one was kind of an easy one. The in-game name is Bawu. Bow's a little bit different. Robert likes to... he doesn't follow you around like the previous two spirits. I don't know how that guy got in there. He just kind of digs in the ground, but he's not terribly useful, so we don't see him a lot, even when the game expects us to use him. Another kind of difficult jump here. We're going to pick up the heavy sword. This heavy sword isn't useful for damage for us. It's just used for its empowerment a little later on. Willie Nelson, that's a good guess. Here we have an Egyptian lich. His name's Dark Will. He's a bad guy. I don't know why there's an Egyptian lich in this game. This game kind of pulls from a lot of different cultures. So the game's called Legend of Oasis. So you're like, all right, Arabian themed. And then you look at what the European name is, and it's called The Story of Thor 2. And you're like, all right, Nordic theme, I guess. And then, like, the Egyptian lich shows up, and you're like, I don't know what's going on. And, you know, there's a guy named Chucky earlier. So, anyway, we're back in the village now. There's a black-haired girl lying in the middle of the town square. That's weird. It turns out she's in trouble or something. And everybody in town is racist against black-haired girls. She's a sign of evil or something with her dark hair, but village elder says, we should help her out anyway. So we're going to come in here with our healing spirit, sprinkle a little bit of healing water on her while we stand near the door just in case she's contagious, and listen to what she has to say. Turns out she is a slave to the big bad guy, Akito. We are going to have to help her out. So we'll go and report this back to village elder here. What is his name? I can never remember his name. Orden. His name's Orden. All right, we're back at Orden. Orden says, yeah, you should definitely help her. And so we'll go back to her one more time. And she's going to give us something very important, something that we actually need to get into the next dungeon, which is why we are in the village at all. She's going to give us the red cube. The red cube is found. So that's good. So we got the red cube. Now we can go ahead and move on to the next dungeon. The next dungeon is going to be the Shrine of Sound. Without the red cube, we wouldn't be able to get in. We're going to need to collect 3 red cubes all together. Or 3 cubes. They're all different colors, don't worry. There's a blue one and a purple one. I don't know why there's not a green one. I feel like it should be like a green one. Maybe a yellow one. Probably a green one. So yeah, here we are. We're backtracking. It's to the left here of the fire shrine, so we'll just grab the fire spirit really quick. There's a big metal ball in the way. There's supposed to be a whole cutscene where the plant spirit eats it, but we'll just kind of push it out of the way. Hey, Dirtbag, give me the cube or we'll have to fight. Well, I guess we're fighting Giant, who's very pixely. Am I defeated? I didn't get it. If I stand in the correct place, we get to fall down the hole a little early. All right, so Shrine of Sound. This dungeon is much more complicated as every dungeon has been compared to the previous. The theme of this dungeon is going to kind of be hitting 3 switches or buttons in a row. Crap, I missed that jump. I make that jump sometimes. A series of 3 buttons or switches or something in a row. So you can see right at the beginning, I hit those 3 buttons to open that door. The next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to light 3 torches using our friend Mike here. But for now, we're going to pick up this key off of these totem guys that don't do any damage or anything. And we're also going to pick up this magic potion. Excuse me. Magic potion, very similar to that health potion we had earlier, except when our magic runs out, it'll fill it to full for us. We're sort of going to use that functionality. We're sort of just going to get another potion on top of it, which will consume it. That gives us full magic, but yeah, the same thing. Next, we're doing the standing on the head trick here, where we're just going to try to get a mouse friend to come over here with us. Looks like that one underground is chasing us. Here he is. We're going to get him to surface there and jump on his head and grab this key. There's a whole puzzle there with like the earth spirit, and then you get the water spirit, then you get the rod of purification, and it's like a whole thing. We're not interested. We're just interested in lighting this first of 3 torches. Alright, so we got that first torch. And the other 2 are over here. And Mike, just do a quick fireball for me. Thank you. And go away, Mike. Mike is now actively bad for us. Because Mike actually will heal these guys, which we need to kill. I tried to summon John Waters there, but John didn't want to come out and play. That's alright. We also need to hit these switches down. Ooh, see? Look at the fire guy, but bigger because he hit the special fire. Alright, there we go. Everything's good. Everything's down. We're leaving here now. How's my health? My health is fine. There's a health refill that I can kind of step out of the way for. We're going to be introduced to the next kind of puzzle in this dungeon. This is the most annoying of the puzzles. It's the spike. Man, I'm good at getting and running into fireballs. We're going to do a little bit of a physics puzzle. This is definitely a fun one and not annoying and tedious at all. So we're supposed to kill every enemy in this room in order to get this spike ball, but Mike's going to help us out a little bit here. Nope, he's not. That's just RNG as far as whether or not that works. It works probably 80% of the time in getting that out early, but not today, during the marathon. That's right. We killed everything. And now we're gonna just slash the ball until it's able to break some pillars for us. I missed! How did I miss? That's embarrassing. There we go. It's gotta hit 3 times. I missed again. I missed again. There we go. Alright, there goes pillar 1. There's going to be one more of those puzzles. I'm very, very sorry. We're going to have to sit through that at least one more time. We're coming into this room. This room is not strictly necessary. What this room is going to have is, first of all, a bunch of mimics, which we have to take care of. Mimics are very interesting. Mimics are a very Western enemy, but you see them in a lot of more recent Japanese games. And my invincibility ran out. So now this guy's going to be a pain in my butt. Alright, he's dead. But the important thing that we're going to pick up in here is the level 2 rods. This is the power rod. This is just purely for damage. We don't need this in the run. It just makes boss fights a lot faster, especially the boss fight for this dungeon. So we're going to do another sequence break right here. We're going to first get Robert Plant. I believe that's his first appearance in the game. And he's useful in just summoning John Waters for us. We're supposed to have bombs at this point and use it to hit that switch, but instead John can just hit it with a bubble and we're good to move on. More spikes. Hopefully this one goes a little bit smoother than the last one. We actually have to break open a pillar. There's going to be a key in one of these pillars. Yeah, we got one down there. That's good enough. And so we're going to have to get that key by manipulating the spikes. There's a little bit of a hallway to my right here. And alright, that's a good sign. Good sign. Alright, it's going up. Gotta hit this pillar 3 times. 2, one more. Here we go. Perfect. Got that key. That actually wasn't too bad. Hang on, let me just die quick to that. Alright, that wasn't too bad. So we have gotten the key from there, and now we are going to... It's not that... that's not going to be an extra key for us. That's just going to be faster routing than it would be the intended way. So we knocked a large boulder onto a button. We're going to do that 2 more times, just like I said before, a series of 3 buttons or switches. And this is going to unlock bombs. Bombs are very broken in this game. Same as, Zelda games, where as soon as you get bombed, you're bomb jumping, you're sequence breaking, you're doing all sorts of broken things the game doesn't want you to do. But that's what we love about speedrunning, is getting to see all the cool skips. So we'll have 9 bombs, total capacity for 10. We're going to use pretty much almost every bomb we get throughout the entire run. And we're done with that room. So immediately, in this next room, we have this large iron ball. I could watch a cutscene with the plant spirit to get rid of it, or I can just bomb jump over. Now I know what you're thinking. With all the lore stuff, what's missing from this game? That's right, robots. So now we have robots. I don't know why. But the robots are going to help press some buttons and stuff for us. So now we have to unpress buttons. I was going to say depress, but it turns out depress and press mean the same thing. Who's in charge of this language? Yet again, we see Robert Plant, and then Robert Plant, go away. You're pretty useless. We get another empowered weapon here. This is a flame sword. We don't need the flame sword for anything. It can be marginally useful against literally the final boss. We don't pick up that flame scroll right there. The reason being, if we do, then a bunch of zombies spawn. And if we don't, then the zombies don't spawn, and then we don't have to deal with them. Man, look at that large rat fall from the sky. Look at that large rat hidden behind that wall. This game's not great on perspective. You can't really see a lot of things, and you don't know which layers are which. So right here... Ooh, look at that mouse. He wants to kill me. Alright, so we threw a bomb at a bush to set free an electrical spark, which is all very, very normal and intended. There were 3 kind of electrical things that we had to turn on. One was done by a robot. One is going to be done by that electrical spark. As soon as it gets its crap together. And then this third one is just here. And now we wait. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're not golems. Like, there's a bunch of robots in a bunch of other temples, or a bunch of other shrines. Hey, there we go. We're gonna stand. This is a marathon. We'll get a little bit of health for safety here. Rank up. I can talk about the rank system a little bit. So this game sort of has levels. So ranks are like its leveling / handicap system. Every time you take 100 points of damage and then heal 100 points of damage and heal to full, you will rank up. And all that does is increase your maximum health. So our rank should end up being about 12 by the end of this run. The more you get hit and the more you get hurt, the higher your rank will be and the easier it should be in theory. And we just have to kill everybody in this room. That bomb drop was actually pretty nice. To get another key. Oh man, 2-player mode abuses. So this game actually does have 2-player mode. It's just a code where you can just have a second player with you. And they just kind of fall from the sky and then they start helping you out. And you can jump on their head just fine. We do a little bomb jump there to skip a bunch of things. Yeah, 2-player mode's interesting. One of the appealing things about this game was that before I started running it, it hadn't really been seriously speedrun before. So I got to do a lot of routing and stuff for this game, which was a ton of fun. And someday I will go back and I will route the 2-player route. But anyway, here we are. This is one of the more difficult bosses of the game. This is Tim Tim. Good name, good name. Tim Tim is... I don't know what Tim Tim is. He's this little thing. Now you might think, oh, you get him stun locked. I do not have him stun locked. Alright, he's decided not to be stun locked anymore. He gets a lot quicker as he loses health. So it becomes more and more difficult to damage him multiple times. Or at all. And we really want to kill him before he does that sand move, but this is not going to be a good Tim Tim fight. That's right, all we have to do is survive. We got plenty of health, we got that health refill, which is nice. All we have to do is survive. We don't want him to land on top of us. And we just want him to do a move where he's going to end up coming out so we can attack him. And the rod here is obviously the most effective weapon that we could be using. Missed. He's in this one. Got him. All right, that's the end of Tim Tim. So a little bit longer than I would have liked to. Is Tim Tim related to Tintin? Yes. This game takes place way in the past, so Tintin is a direct ancestor of Tim Tim. That's a good question. That's sharp. So here we are, the Spirit of Sound. Any guesses on the name? Legendary is Steven Sondheim. You get it? Because of sound. Anyway, Steven, very, very good. He wrote, like, think of a musical, and he probably wrote that musical. Steven Sondheim, a fantastic talent. All right, so we are going to get Steven Sondheim here. No, not SoundCloud. Any Steven Sondheim fans? Not very many. All right, so we got Steven now. He is a very, very powerful spirit. He is like the highest DPS that you can get in the game. I don't think they realized how much damage he could do when they made this game. But he does a lot of damage. And now we have him. So now the next part is actually going to be another sequence break here. We're going to go get the blue cube. We're not supposed to get this cube until after we have all 6 spirits, just before we enter the final boss fight. But we have bombs now, so we're going to do whatever we want in whatever order we want. And this is on the way to the Shadow Shrine, which is next. So we just do a little bomb jump across here, fall down this middle hole. And, yeah, the blue cube is found. I like some of the language choices in this game. All right, last time I did a marathon run, I skipped the blue cube, and it was like a 15-minute time loss. It was very embarrassing, so I'm already like way ahead of myself before. All right, so we're back in the Forest Shrine. We got the Rod of Purification again. Steven's with us here. He's kind of hitting birds as we go. He's kind of floating next to us. He's a very large spirit. Yeah, most bomb jumps are just jumping on top of bombs. We call those bomb steps, and the ones where they actually explode and propel us, which can get us much higher. We call those ones bomb jumps, but for the most part, we'll just see bomb steps. So the Shrine of Darkness is inside here. If you remember when I was doing that banana jump during the Forest Shrine, there was this golden crystal. We're going to knock that crystal out of the way with the power of sound and metal. Yeah, that's how we get in. Oh, he didn't do it. I let go of the button too soon. And here we are. This is going to be Shade, the Spirit of Darkness. So be thinking of those names. Right here in this second crystal, we're going to grab a diamond. Each of the... There's kind of a precious stone or gem of some kind for each of the spirits that will level them up, give us a little bit more max magic. The only spirit worth leveling up is Steven. This is the second giant skip of the game. First try every time. Never missed that. Where we actually get a key that we don't spend. That's not the key. We're going to use this to pick up the Earth Sword Scroll. You can kind of see those pillars there to the right, the ones that we were using the spike ball to face. We don't need to do that. Darkwing Duck, that's a good guess. It's not right though. That's not the one. That's not the name. I do like Darkwing Duck. That is a very good guess. So now, instead of needing to do a spike ball, we actually can use the heavy sword in Earth Scroll mode here. And so now we have 2 keys that we're not supposed to have. And we have our Earth Sword. And we're going through the dungeon. We're going to pick up the second Earth Scroll. Again, this is sometimes a little useful. Only sometimes a little useful on exactly the final boss. But it's pretty much right in our way. And when it is useful on the final boss, it's really useful on the final boss. So we're going to pick it up. Steven makes quick work of those skeleton nerds as we switch back to the dagger for damage. That's enough magic. We're going to go for the fancy bomb jump because I'm feeling good here for this run. Oh, look at that fancy bomb jump. I couldn't even see it. It was completely blind. I had to go completely off of feel. I haven't practiced that in months, and first try. That one is actually a bomb jump where I'm being propelled by the explosion of the bomb. It's a little bit more difficult because it is a higher jump, and so you have to be a little bit more precise with your timing. The safe strat is going all the way to the right and doing a much shorter jump where you can just step on the bomb. But all right, on our way through here, we're going to pick up the level 2 knife. This is, again, just for damage. We don't need this for the run, but we're going to use it to take care of Goldman right here. He dies in 2 flips. It would be 4 if we only had the level 1 sword. We don't want that hardened basil. That makes us tougher, but then we'd have to sit through some text, so we don't want that. Ready to die? Bring it on. Oh, no! Alright, he's dead. I'll pay for this. Alright, pick up that Earth Sword again. And this time we're going to keep it. So we got 5 Earth Sword uses. We're going to need 2 more of them to not solve a puzzle, but skip a puzzle. So we're going to be picking up Mike Fires a little bit later. I don't know why this room's so giant. There's nothing in it other than like a lot of ghosts that'll kill you. So we're going to leave. Well, I guess it's useful for 100%. There's this thing in there you got to get. But anyway, here we go. This is a good game. So we'll pick up Mike Fires here before lowering the flames as we head over to here to do another bomb step. We got 4 bombs left. That should be plenty. I think we only need 3 more until we get a refill. So right here is the one thing we need Mike for. We need him to get rid of these trees for us so we don't have to switch to the rod. And now we can get rid of Mike. Bye, Mike. And we've got this earth sword, so might as well hit that rock switch and this other rock switch. And there's a whole puzzle in here where you're supposed to figure out how to get the earth sword, and yeah, we don't have time for that. Refill our magic from that apple in the chest. Fruits in this game will restore your magic power, while meats will restore, and fish. I don't know if fish counts as a meat. I feel like it does, but I also feel like it doesn't. Happy Easter, everyone. Meats and fish will restore your health, so we've got half health right now. That's probably fine. We could get the level 2 bombs here, but the problem with the level 2 bombs is if we get them, they have a bigger explosion radius. Hey, more robot puzzle. And then they'll hurt us as we're stepping up them. And so we just don't get them. We also don't need the capacity. We'll switch to the rod here. Rod is what we're going to use against the boss. We also grab Steve and bypass an obstacle. So we're going to be in a room with a bunch of electrical sparks. And everybody knows from high school physics class, electricity is weak to sound. And so we use kind of those sound waves to get by there. We would have to go through a lot more, except we're just going to step on this bomb. And we're actually going to come out of here with 2 bombs, which is great. Also completely irrelevant. Actually, you know what? You can soft lock on this boss, so I'm going to save. You can't just save arbitrarily in this game. You do have to save at save points. I'll still go through as fast as I can, though. Let's see. It's a bonus if we pick up the water spirit, but instead we summon Mike by accident. And, so yeah. Can you soft lock if you mess up and use all your earth swords? No, you cannot. What'll happen is you'll just have to solve the puzzle in that room to unlock the earth sword, which the game knows you have because you couldn't have gotten that deep into the dungeon without it. So now we have Ghost Egg here. Ghost Egg is the thing in the middle. This is just a part where there's a bunch of these little mini ghosts that come out of here. We can kill them. We can ignore them. It doesn't matter. This whole part takes the same amount of time no matter what. The only thing that can affect the time on it is if I attack Ghost Egg, then it takes longer. So we're going to ignore Ghost Egg until it hatches. There is a way, if you do have the Rod of Purification here, you can like actually kill these ghosts. It's like a holy rod thing. And then the boss, which is kind of the snake-like thing, is shorter. But it doesn't change the damage it does or anything. It shortens the cutscene. Why is he called Ghost Egg? Because he's an egg and there's ghosts. Alright, so Screamer's coming out. We're going to need to hit him with 4 kind of power moves to the tail. And we're going to try to not die the entire time. We also have to worry about what height he's at. He's really floating up in the air today. Because we can only hit while he's a little bit off the ground. That's 1 shot. Should be good here for 2. A little bit here for 3. He's coming at us. Oh, I got him just as he hit me. Beautiful. So I don't think this is going to soft lock. We should be fine. Genesis, thanks for the sub, man. Open, please. No soft lock. There we go. No soft lock. We're going to unlock Shade, the Spirit of Shadow, a.k.a. American Treasure, best known for her role as Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show, Felicia Rashad. Shade is a very interesting spirit. She doesn't really follow you around like the rest of them. She just acts as your shadow. So we're going to pick her up. You see these little zombie alien plant things. The only way to kill them is with Shade. And underneath them in that particular room are just these portals that lead to all across the map. Weirdest Moldorm fight ever. Yeah, Moldorm is a little bit more cute and cuddly than Screamer. So we're going to unlock that portal. That goes back to the exact room we were just in. We do have to do a little bit of story here in the village. Orden, the big guy in charge of the village, he's dead now. So we're going to go heal him up with the water spirit ever so briefly. Just enough so he can give us his sword. Now that sword is going to get us into the last shrine to get Errol, the spirit of air. Start thinking about names. We're going to stop in here. These people have a lot of bombs. So there's our bomb refill. We also get a magic refill. Using that claw attack with Shade does use a substantial amount of magic, and we really do need that magic coming up, particularly from Shade. So go back to our little portal teleport room. Grab Shade off of this crystal. And we're going to go towards the Valley of the Dead, through the Valley of the Dead, and onto the Shrine of Air, Shrine of Wind. I can never remember whether it's the Shrine of Air or the Shrine of Wind. This game has a lot of weird little Easter eggs. You can, like, summon a zombie chorus to sing you a song at this part, but we don't have time for that today. So we're just going to bomb step up here and take care of this extra large, extra pixely, thorny boy. He takes 5 shots, not 4. The Legend of El Undra. No, I'm sorry, I don't think it has any connections. This is a game that Sega actually still owns. There's 2 in kind of the main series, and then I think there was like a Game Gear game that has a little bit of relation, but not really. I don't know what was up with that 3rd game. But anyway, so we're kind of up high now. We have a bit of elevation, and oh hey, what's going on, Sears? Lilygram, don't spoil it. Nobody look at what Lilygram said. So one of the things Shade does is you can see hidden items, just like that treasure chest with an elixir. Another thing Shade does is now that we're up high, we're actually able to fall down, and if we do fall down, we will end up on the map below us, and we will have to do the climb all the way up unless we have Shade on us, in which case we will be able to, Shade will pick us right back up, and we'll just be set right back on the platform where we fell off. So Shade is a very, very nice safety. I don't know how to give Lilygram points, but that's a lot of points. That's the first person that's ever guessed that. I thought that was the most obscure of all of them. Man, this is a good one, Lily. Nice work. Trying to avoid these so we can grab that switch with Shade. Thank you, Felicia. And we are off to the rest. Now, this is going to be kind of the first part where our keys and our extra keys here make a little bit of a difference. So we're just kind of going through this shrine. We're going to hit 3 switches coming up here. This is by far well, throw the bomb. There we go. This is a room where it can really mess with your, like, what level is anything on? What is the altitude of anything? Where is anything relative to anything else? This game, like, I'm going through it, but I know there's some of you nerds out there that are like, is he on stairs? Well, how are there stairs there? What elevation is anything at? But, yeah, this game's not great as far as perspective. When you do isometric, you're supposed to be at an angle for a reason. But right here, we're going to kill these 3 nerds, which is going to give us a key to use to open that door. But while that's falling, we'll actually be able to save a couple of seconds here by just running in there, spending our extra key, and then picking up the one we're supposed to. So, little bit of a time save there. We just have to wait for these. No way around it. I've tried. I've tried to make the jump early on that so many times, and I just keep falling basically every time. It's not fun. Light this torch. Mike fires. Your services are no longer needed. We just have bombs now. No, that's not true. We need Mike for later on. Again, we're going to have to enter this room with a key we're not supposed to have yet. We don't want to go all the way in, because as soon as we go too far into the room, we're going to end up spawning some ghosts that we really don't want to spawn. They chase us all over the room. Kind of jump over here, and we're going to get a switch. Now, this fight not only is going to get us a key, but it's also going to unlock the level 2 bow for us, which we do not want. So we're just going to take a magic refill right here. There's bananas in that barrel. And then we're going to ignore that chest. All the bow would do is just, like, make it so we have to scroll through an extra item. Yeah, no, the torch doesn't care. They're very sturdy torches. Here we go, ride the platform. Remember, save the children. If I fall down, I would go all the way back. to where I get the key. All right, we're good. We're through. One more torch to... One more switch to pull here. And we'll set that bomb down here, which will light that. And we're going to switch to the heavy sword. Hydrate. Very important to hydrate. All right. So we're going to switch to the heavy sword because we're going to grab the earth sword. This is supposed to be used for safeties. You can open up a couple of portals back up to here if you fall down. We don't need those safeties. We have shade, and also the run would be dead if I were to fall down. So we're not going to fall down. We're just going to go right through. We are going to save this earth sword, though, for the boss of this dungeon. And the room right before the boss, more particularly. It's just going to make routing a little bit faster. Really don't want to hit that switch. All that switch does, it's like a Kaizo switch. It turns on the... Go away. It turns on those crossbows. This is another part where the game really wants us to have the bow. We're supposed to infuse the bow with the power of shade, but Felicia's just doing fine on her own, so we kind of jump and use her, and that's great. And we're gone. Isn't Errol Flynn from Tron? No. Was he from Tron? Wouldn't he be dead by then? He was like an actor in like the 20s and 30s, I think. In like Flynn? No? Alright, anyway. This is a little bit more of a difficult bomb jump. We need to be at just the right angle here. And not get hit by fireballs. First try every time. I don't get that first try every time. Alright, so we kill that thing. We grab this key. Bunch of rats spawn. And we are going to jump over their heads. And we're going to lay prone. Oh god, this guy is going to kill us. I don't know what to do. Everything's fine. That was very scary. He was Robin Hood. But like the original Robin Hood. No, not the one... Well, he was in tights, I guess. But this is another damage boost through flames. And we actually managed to keep our elixir here. Usually we die and we end up turning in that elixir, which is not a big deal at all. We still want to keep our earth sword, so we're going to get out Dido here, who's going to make really quick work of these nerds with her tornado move. We're going to fill on resources because there's random boulders falling from the sky that will kill us. This is the room just before the boss. We need to break open a bunch of these really, really dark, large black pillars. We can only use the earth sword for that. You see we do a spin flip kind of into them. That's because there's no... Did I miss that? I missed that. There we go. That's because if you just do a regular slash at them, it won't kill them. And then the only other thing we need to do is get rid of her. So the game will give you the Kevin Flynn. Okay, that's better. Yeah, Kevin Flynn wouldn't fit here. You're right, because it was Flynn's Arcade. I forgot about that. You guys ever see Tron 2? I actually really like Tron 2. I don't think a lot of people do. So we've used up 5 of our earth swords. We got the last one here, and now we refill for 6 because this weapon is particularly good against the boss. The other thing that's really good against this boss is Steven Sondheim. Like I said before, Steven Sondheim, very, very high DPS. We'll save just because this is here. We're rank 4. That's pretty high. And we find Myra. This was the dark-haired girl we found lying in the middle of the village. She's back. Turns out she's evil. She's under control of the big bad guy. And we're going to do spin flips against Warhead, which is a rock guy. He actually turns into like this giant rock eagle, which is pretty cool, I guess. But he never gets a chance to because we're too quick. And now he's just this red thing, and Steven Sondheim is just going to go nuts on him. Me and Steven taking him down. Ow! That wasn't very friendly. Warhead. Kill him. There, he's dead. So that boss, not that great. Yo, Catlin Gun and Dandruff with the Twitch Prime subs. Thank you very much. It's going to go towards more awesome marathons on this channel. Big bad guy, it turns out. It's going to laugh a little bit like Wario. There it is. And we'd like to welcome aboard the 6th and final spirit to our spirit team, Errol Flynn. The rock is a rock. Correct. So we don't have shade right now, which means if we were to fall down, we would go to the map below, and that is exactly what we want to do. So we'll do our little Tarzan yell down this hole, and we're back in the Valley of the Dead. The only thing left to do at this point is to go to the final dungeon and fight the final boss, which is deep in the water shrine. There was a couple... excuse me. There was an area in the water shrine where we couldn't get up to a ledge. Now we can get up to it using our new powers and weapons and whatnot. And so we're going to do exactly that. Yeah, no, it's definitely Wario. No, it's not a stock sound. I don't know why I summoned Dido there. I don't need Dido. Go away, Dido. Now we're going to unsummon Dido. Looks like a quality Saturn title. Well, I mean, you said it. It is quality for the Saturn. You're right. Saturn didn't have a lot of good titles. Which is sad, because it was kind of the ultimate 2D system. And even some of the 3D games were pretty good. Anybody ever played Panzer Dragoon Saga? That's a good game. Alright. So here we are in the water shrine. We got shade. We bomb stepped up here. We find a thorn. Just get rid of it real quick. Get our new friend Errol. Now Errol has exactly one use in this entire game. This isn't even it. We could technically skip this with a bomb jump. Evil Blanket Fish, thanks for the sub with Twitch Prime. We are going to get off here, get an extra elixir. We are into the Mystic Room. We're a minute 15 behind my personal best, which is also world record. Thank you. You're welcome. And we're going to jump down at a very precise location to hopefully land on top of one of these nerds. No, we landed to the side. That's okay. Close enough. Only 3 bombs left. We do want full bombs at this point, so we'll come up to 10 here. A lot of crap in this room. That's the only thing Errol Flynn is good for, is that switch right there. This is the coolest power-up in the game. We get Giant Ginger. We literally just, our sprite grows. And we can jump higher, and so we can just skip a puzzle because we can jump up on that ledge. So that door, you notice I didn't get a key for it. There's a very, very long and involved puzzle and fight and all sorts of crap to get that key. So we're going to spend our first extra key right there. We're keeping Arrow with us. She's going to help us get a completely optional item here. It's going to be the level 3 rod. This rod is going to do great DPS. What am I riding on? That move, I'll show you again right here. This is the ride here. This is like a cloud. This move in-game is called Fluffy Ride. I did not make that up. I'm not being obscene. It's just that's the name of the ride. It's the name of the move, Fluffy Ride. All right, so we get the level 3 rod. And that's about it for Arrow for not the rest of the game, but close. All right, come back with breath. Let's get a real spirit now. All right, this next part is going to be us skipping a key again. We're going to use our last key on this next door here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to kill that guy because he's just going to be in our way. And this zombie's kind of close. All right, good. This jump is a little bit higher than we like, so we're going to have to do an actual bomb jump to get up here. We're supposed to get like the level 3 heavy sword in order to break a special pillar to get the final key, but we don't have time for that. We will save because why not? It's a marathon run. We're being safe. We're being safe. We're having a good time. We're still doing pretty well on time. So we don't have any more keys, so we're going to have to collect a bunch. There's a whole bunch left in this final part of the dungeon. Oh no, I didn't want to wake that Mimic up. This is bad. This is not good. That Mimic will follow us around. Thankfully, he got stuck on something really stupid. Because he's not that smart. Oh, he got free. We're going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's not okay. Everything's not okay. We're panicking. Alright, we're coming up here. We're going to do another bomb jump here. This is an actual bomb jump over these things of fire. We missed. That's alright. We got extra bombs. That's the first bomb jump I missed. I almost got past all the bombs. Stand on that fire just for a minute. Very normal. Question in chat, what do the ranks do? The ranks are like a level system. Every time you heal 100 points to damage and heal to full, you'll get a rank. And all that does is increase your max health. So, as you're playing this game, If you're, doing a little bit worse, you're taking a lot of damage, you have to heal a lot, you'll end up having a much higher max health. The game does kind of record at the end. I want this guy to leave me alone. I have John Waters with me just to bubble and freeze them because they are so nice. Look at how aggressive these fish are. Would you freeze that guy, please? Look at that fish on my head. It's just hanging out on my head. Freeze that guy. Thank you. God. Me and John are going to have to talk at the end of this. Alright, so this is going to be the last empowered weapon that we're going to get, and it's going to be the Wind Rod. Wind Rod does exactly what it sounds like, and infuses the rod with the power of the wind, and we can push stuff around. Ooh, another rank. Another quick save. It's not fun when you're playing through this game and you're not saving because you're doing like a real speed run. Ow. And then you die, and then there's no continue from the last checkpoint or anything. You're just dead. Alright, so we got the Wind Rod. We're going to use that to push that key down. Wind Rod's actually pretty useful. We're keeping John with us. John is more or less a safety at this point, and has been since we summoned him. The freezing bubble attack is very, very useful, and I feel a lot safer knowing I have it. When do you get Captain Planet Sprite? I think, is there a Captain Planet game? I don't think there is for this marathon. There are Captain Planet games. If I miss any hits on that guy, he kills me, unless I have John Waters with me. Because my rank is so low, he does a lot of damage, and he's very, very fast. 2 more keys we need to collect, plus a purple cube. One of them's in the ground here, so we're going to get Robert Plant, who is never really better solo, to grab that for us as we bomb step our way. See these moving platforms? You're supposed to do stuff with them. Sounds like a waste of my time. And then electricity, also weak to air. So electricity, lots of weaknesses, sound and air. I don't remember even how you're supposed to actually get over there. Okay, so we're coming up on the fight for the purple cube. This is going to be kind of 3 waves of nerds. We're going to go in there specifically with Shade and with the Rod of Purification. So we're doing Shade first because this first wave of these things, tentacle balls, balloons, I don't know, they got all sorts of names. And for some reason, Shade one-shots them. So there's 6 of them, and they just get one shot right here. We don't want that health potion. That health potion would ruin this run. Alright, so that's 6. Oh no, that was 5. Counting's hard. Alright. Shade killed all them. We get the Rod of Purification that one-shots that really difficult ghost, actually. And then these 3 nerds, who are gonna kill us, definitely. We just don't want to die. It's okay if we run out of magic. Yeah, we'll be good now. Alright, everything's good. That was actually a decent fight. And we get the purple cube. Purple cube is found. Alright, that's one of the scarier fights in the game. It can get out of control pretty quickly, just because it can. Alright, we're going to switch to the Rod now. Normally we have a little bit of magic left, but we took a little bit of extra damage during that fight. And Shade acts as a shield. So absorbed a lot of that damage, which costs magic instead of health, which is good for us because we don't want to turn in our elixir. Getting to the end of this game here, we're almost at an hour. We're going to try to be inside the final tower sub 1 hour. That's our goal here. Fill all the way up on magic and run right into that platform like a fool. We need 1 more key for this entire run, and it happens to be in that chest that just fell from the sky. We could push that mouse on there, but we're just going to light it up with a bomb. Haha, mouse is on fire. So we have everything we need now to get into the final fight. We just have to get there. So first thing we do, this is one of our keys being spent. Kill this thorn. This thorn's in our way. And now we need Errol. One of the last appearances of Errol here. Oh no, I wasn't lined up. Everything's fine. We're good. A little bit of time loss. How am I doing on time, by the way? I'm doing okay. No, seriously. We're not going to get it. Is the final boss hard? The final boss is hard. It is not the hardest boss in the game. It is probably the second hardest? Second or third. Tim is up there. The hardest boss is actually Myra. Myra is the boss, the dark-haired girl from before. Myra is very difficult. The whole tower is actually pretty difficult. We're going to... I'm at 1 hour here. We're going to play the tower aggressively. I got kind of like very aggressive strats. I'd really like to show them off. It's a little bit risky, but we'll save. We got a little bit of extra time on the last fluffy ride for you. Everybody loves that fluffy ride. We get a little bit of time. I'm doing pretty good. Estimates at... I'm well under estimate. Oh, God, no. We don't want that guy to hit us. We also don't need that scroll. Myra is easy. Cirrus, you get out of here. Myra can be easy. We'll see. We'll see. Here's Myra. She basically is there to tell you you do or do not have all 3 cubes. Look at that. We got a sub-hour into that tower. The Tower of Akito. We're going to take a quick refill here. I'm very surprised I did not rank up. And we're going to do a save point because we're not idiots. Still rank 5. All right. Best rank I've ever done has been a 9, I think. Yeah, 5's pretty good, though, coming in here. We're going to jump right over that guy's head. We are going to get bombs. Bombs do have a little bit of use for the final boss. And now we just need to avoid these guys. They're very quick and good at hurting us. And we're going to fight. I know what you're thinking. You remember that this game in Europe is called The Story of Thor 2. If you get to see anything Norse, you don't even see a hammer. We're going to fight this guy, Bludgeon. Thank God. Obviously, Bludgeon's weapon is a sword. And we really didn't want to get hit there. If we get hit twice, that's very bad. We might have to reconsider. Ow! Alright, well. Alright, we're going to have to reconsider the aggressive strats. But, he's dead. I like that they named the guy Bludgeon that uses a sword. Yeah, everybody's disappointed. I want to see Thor. Thor's not in this game. Alright, so for this next fight, we're going to fight... You remember the Saturday morning cartoon-looking guy? He's like a red bubble thing. That's Red Demon. I don't know, I guess all the other names were taken. Red Demon is kind of quick. He can get out of hand a little bit. Come on. Alright, we're a little bit low on health, but we'll be fine. We'll be okay. Worst case, we'll get an elixir after Red Demon. Oh, God. Alright, that was bad. How's everybody doing? It's like 1:30 in the morning. I gotta drive to Connecticut tomorrow. You know how far that is? Me neither. Alright, so Red Demon has a very unique property among bosses. He is the only boss that can be frozen by John Waters. Assuming John wants to actually do his job. Nope, go that way. There we go. Okay. That's enough of Dido. We're like 2.5 minutes behind now? That's alright. Sega Saturn's worth staying up for. No Sega Marathon would be complete without a Sega Saturn title. And you don't want that title to be Panzer Dragoon Saga. As good as that game is, it's a 5-hour speedrun. You're lucky you get the hour one here. Alright, next boss, Dark Will. Dark Will, if you remember from before, an Egyptian Lich. We are actually going to do safety strats here. I don't have enough magic or health to do the aggressive strats. Very sorry. It's not going to matter. Alright, we're going to die. Kill me. Alright, we did it. We died. Yeah, walking eye speedrun is worth staying on for, too. So we're just going to clear out all of the zombies and invisible ghosts in this room. During a normal run like a normal good run, rather. You have just enough magic and health to kind of skip this part. But we do need the refill. I do want to show you guys the rest of this run. So we're going to pick up an extra elixir right here. We're going to pick up that. We're going to go in and fight Dark Will now. And what is the one thing that Egyptian liches are known for hating? I'll give you a minute to think about that. I'll look it up on Wikipedia, but it is a well-known fact that Egyptian liches really, really hate loud noises. So we're going to bring Brass with us, Spirit of Sound, Steven Soundheim. And as soon as he spawns, even during his text there, we're just going to start killing him. And he's dead. That is a much, much more difficult boss. I'm not walking or an eye. I mean, yeah, no, it's my ride. My ride is a walking eye. All right, we're in. No, Egyptian liches hate loud noises. Everybody loves cats. Who doesn't like cats? All right, so that's it for that part. We're going to come in here. So he wants us to summon Brass. Brass is going to kill himself. Did I get it? No, I did not. All right, we're going... Oh, no, I have to summon Brass. All right, well, this guy's going to kill us. That's okay. We do want to die because dying will get us a magic refill. So we are intended to... Oh. Oh, God. No, I don't want to really die, though. Please go away. These guys are actually going to kill me. Nope, I'm dead. Okay. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. All right, we're going to have to do some boss fights again here. Everything's fine, though. What am I at for time? 106? Well within the 120 of my estimate. Was my estimate 120 or 115? It's fine. It's fine. I saved. Don't panic. Everybody relax. Everybody relax. Look at the schedule. Don't you Monka-S me. Everything's good. See, here I am. We're going to do aggressive strats again. No, we're not. So, it is RNG what those ghosts at the end there do. What we really want to happen is we want just one ghost, maybe two, to appear there. And we want to die to it intentionally. And then we want to use that death to spend our elixir, which gets us full health and magic. At that point, what happens is... we summon the fire spirit off of a bomb. And the fire spirit is going to be very, very helpful for that Myra fight. Because he can stun lock her, which is really weird, but also really cool. And we're having a much better bludgeon fight, so that's good. Oh, a little aggressive, a little greedy. Paid off. Everything's good. You just get more of me. That's right, kick-ass pancakes. Everybody loves pancakes. My wife is more of a waffle person. But I like pancakes. She cooks me pancakes sometimes. She puts chocolate chips in them. It's really good. I was very lucky. She didn't want to stay for this run. I asked her what she thought of this game, and she just kind of rolled her eyes and then went to bed. All right, so going back through here, we're going to get Robert Plant to dig us up a John Waters. No, she's got a hair appointment in the morning, 6:30. That's what she told me anyway. I'm not going to be awake at 6:30. You crazy? It's Saturday. Even if I am awake, I'll be watching Blast the Process 3 here on twitch.tv/ESA Marathon. I have a lot more health this time, which is really good. And this fight's already going better. Oh, look at that timing. That was bad. Sometimes you can get him before he splits. Ow. Would you freeze him? Thank you. My goodness. Freeze. No, the other way. Oh, no. Oh, I am exhausted. How about you all? Bodhi SR. Turn that frown upside down. We're having a good time. Torada9977, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Yeah, I know, he's got pretty big damage. We're supposed to have like a lot more health at this point, but we don't. Alright, we're gonna die again. Turn in our elixir. Took too much damage. Everything's fine. Get a rank. Free rank. Ranks are good to have. They're not bad to have. If you remember back at the Screamer fight, I was gonna try to farm ranks a little bit. It's a little bit difficult to farm, but sometimes you can farm them while you're waiting for the boss to spawn. What we got? One guy left? Don't pick up that mushroom. That mushroom's bad. Ooh, that's it. I killed that last guy with a bomb. Alright, we got our elixir back. Going back to one of the easier bosses here. Alright. So, Egyptian liches. We're back at the Egyptian liches. Let's do that. Yeah, if you do get all the diamonds in the game, you can one-shot him before he... Not one-shot him, but you can get him before he even disappears here. Alright, you're dead. So last time I unsummoned Brass here, I shouldn't have done that. This is some great Oasising. Thank you, Griffonzo. It's the best Oasising you've ever seen, unless you've seen my stream, in which case... I played better in my life before. Alright. So we're going to come up here. We're going to get this level 3 dagger. Brass is going to sacrifice himself. If anybody has... How long does 100% normally take? 100% takes a little under 2 hours. I haven't gotten a run I'm 100% satisfied with, but a little under 2 hours. I think it's like 155 is a world record. Alright, let's do this. It's very difficult to time. There it goes. Yeah, we need to die. Stop hurting him. Now I can't die to these things. We need full magic. Go over there. One more hit. Come on. There it is. All right. So now we're going into this fight with full health and full magic. That's the point of spending that elixir. Rank up. We got into the fight just fine. So Steven Sondheim is gone. Now, if you've ever played the original game of this series, Beyond Oasis, you'll know there's only 4 spirits. That's because in this game is a prequel. Alright, yeah, that's not a good spot for her. Come back down here. Hit her! That's still not a good spot for her. Hit her! Oh, this is a good spot for her. Now it's not. We want her in the corner. I want her in the corner before she summons any ads. So that part's not going great. Ooh, that banana drop was good though. Alright. Now we finally have her stun locked. I could just put the controller down right here, and that would be it. So I'm going to look at chat for a little bit. Thanks for showing me this game. You're great. You're great, Colossi. Thanks for watching and supporting the great cause of Save the Children. Soshi, sorry, what happens? Never played. No, Steven doesn't betray me. He sacrifices himself and turns himself into the level 3 dagger, which we never use. But that's why he doesn't make an appearance in the next game. You'll notice Errol isn't in the next game either. Alright, Myra's dead. See, that was like much better that time. Alright, we're only 10 minutes over my PB. This is a prequel. Yes, Forgotten Star. Yes. He sacrificed himself for the cause. Errol isn't in the next game either. Let's find out how she sacrifices herself. Hold on to your internets. We are not going to grab an elixir for this fight. We don't really need it. The last boss is not as difficult as the Myra fight. It's a little bit more chaotic. We're just going to heal up a little bit using John Waters right here. Get rid of John. Got an extra rank. We don't need to have full magic going in here. We're going to... you'll see Errol right there. Insist that we take her with us. Does that sword shoot sound waves? No, it's just a sword. It's pretty boring. And Arrow sacrifices herself and makes a magic circle for the fight with Akito. So we don't get a spirit to start out. This fight can be very chaotic. Hopefully I don't die. We're not going to use the dagger. The dagger does do the most damage, but it's so much easier to get in a heavy attack with the rod that the rod just ends up being better. So he kind of is able to summon these little spirit things. We want the water spirit. We want John Waters with us for the healing. Pretty much just for the healing. So we're just going to try to stand on here to get him to summon the water spirit so we can actually summon John. The easiest way is to literally hit him with the fire spirit, which he summons all the time. When a spirit hits him too much, he gains a shield against that element type. That's basically makes him completely invulnerable. And so we bring bombs with us here, which landed on my head because the bombs will break the water shield. And then we just have her heal us as we try to not get stun locked to death. Video game. This guy's drinking and eating. That's next level right there. 200 IQ. Alright. Our water spirit got unsummoned. So we're going to be a little bit more careful as we fill up our magic. See this little pink bubble? If a spirit hits that, it'll get unsummoned. Oh, those green lines do a lot of damage. We can kind of fall prone. Alright, we're getting a little low on health here. Little low on health. We're going to fall off the edge. Falling off the edge does no damage to us. None at all. Where's my spirit? Oh, he's gone. He got unsummoned. I died. Don't you hate it when bombs get stuck in your hair? I really hate it. I also hate it when I die to the bosses multiple times. I'm at 116.07. This is bad. 200 IQ. More like 20 IQ. Let's reload again. I'm beating this game tonight. What do I got? 116? I'm just trying to get closer to the, like, Chubbas was saying, like, man, I know you're really good at this game, but, like, you got to stick to that 120 estimate. So, you know, could you just please do that? Listen, jumping off the cliff is the safe play. All right, let's get rid of Mike. We'll grab an elixir. We'll be safe. I should have done that in the first place. I know. Can't even walk up the edge of the stairs right. All right, so obviously off of the block of ice, we summon Shadow Spirit. Everything's good. Yeah, no, thank you. You're a chiboy. I appreciate that. We're trying to make this entertaining. More time for the children. Seriously, if you can donate while I'm running back through this part, if you can donate, please do. It's for a really, really good cause. And if you cannot donate, that's okay. Don't feel bad. We understand. Just spread the word. Spreading the word just as good as donating, because chances are somebody's going to see it who can donate. Get my health full. Get my arrow. Flynn. Never seen this game before. It looks amazing. You need to look a lot closer, my friend. This game is kind of goofy. It's like, it's not good enough to be a good game, but it's not bad enough to be a bad game. It kind of does a lot of things right. When I was playing through this casually, actually it was very funny when I was playing through this casually the first time. It was like New Year's Eve, like 5, 6, 7 years ago or something ridiculous. His name is Leon? Yeah, his name's Leon. This game does not feature Thor. He doesn't have a shirt, because he doesn't need one. I was playing through this game casually. Ooh, we got a water thing right away. That doesn't happen very often. What is going on right now, Akito? You're summoning everything. And I was playing on New Year's Eve because, like, that's the cool thing to do is play Saturday games that you've never played before with your wife on the couch as she rolls her eyes mercilessly at you. And, like, the puzzles I couldn't solve were not like any of the puzzles that you saw me do there. The things I couldn't do in the game were literally find the doorways because the perspective was weird. Let's kill that. I need to step on and get more magic, please. Oh, you want to summon my spirit? That's okay. Look at that. Donate link right in chat. All right, we got... Oh, give me the water spirit. You just went away, didn't you? Jerk. All right, we got some things to get these swords. These do a lot of damage against them and are pretty quick to get. Yeah. I would prefer not to die, please. There we go. There's my water boy. Heal me. Didn't heal me fast enough. Now I have to use my elixir. I hope you're happy. Alright, let's go back to the run. I'm getting him. I'm getting him. I'm getting him as hard as I can. Oh, those green lines do a lot of damage. Oh, they came back around. That's okay. We're okay. Like I said, it's a very chaotic fight. We really don't want to get Dido unsummoned like just happened. How am I doing on damage, though? Oh, I'm doing okay on damage. Whoa, don't want to get hit by those. I'm low on health. Getting lower. We're doing more safety here. Ooh, that thing dropped a fish. I got thrown off the edge. It's okay. Getting thrown off the edge doesn't hurt. I don't know why. No, give me the water thing. Did I get it? I did not. There's some cheese here, though. I'll eat the cheese. I wish I could cheese this boss somehow. One more hit. One more hit. There, we're done. We're done. 120.39 on my timer. What's it on your timer? I don't see it yet. Look at this. This is just, look, I was 39 seconds over. It's okay.
That we're just going to call it 120.39.
Yeah, we're going to call it 120.39, and that was bad. But I hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun running this. It is 1:53 a.m. Easy peasy game. There's my follow link right there if you want to come and heckle me in the future. Thank you all very much for watching. Thank you all for hanging out. There's a lot more games coming up, all Sega themed. It's really great. I think we have an announcer here that's going to say all those things that I just tried to say. He's better at it.
No, it's okay because I have to do less work. It's good.
Yeah, but I got to hydrate, man.
No, but for real, it's our pleasure. Thank you for the run. What an amazing, amazing showing you just did.
The game's a lot of fun. If you have a Saturn and you're out there and you wanna run it, let me know. Contact me right on Twitch. Not a lot of runners. If you think you can be better than me, and you probably can, there's a world record for the taking there. So, again, thank you all for hanging out. I had a lot of fun. I hope you all had fun. That's it.
It's our pleasure.
I'm going to bed.
All right, that is walkingeye. You guys just saw Legend of Oasis. What a great run. But we're not done. We're not done. We have runs going all night, all morning. I guess if you're Australian, all afternoon, maybe.
There's at least one Australian.
All right, coming
up
next, we got Quackshot. All right, so stick tight. We'll be right back with Blast the Process 3 on ESA. Benefiting Save the Children.